Some people ask me, you do tell us to meditate, masters tell us to meditate. Supposing nothing happens, supposing we are meditating hard and nothing happens, we never see anything, we never see any light, never hear any sound, is it worthwhile to go on meditating just like that? If it is not doing anything, why are we meditating? Well, as I hinted earlier, the meditation is yielding something internally. Our karmic obligations can prevent it from becoming visible here. I'll give you a true story, important story. My master's master, Baba Jaimal Singh, when he was a disciple of his master, Seth Shivdayal Singh Swamiji of Agra. Jaimal Singh lived in Punjab, and Swamiji lived in another province of India at that time, quite a distance. Baba Jaimal Singh felt one day, he is missing his master so much. He should go and see him. He had a meager salary. He said, I'll save my money and I will go and see my master. I haven't seen him for a while. I'm missing him so much. So to seek the permission of his master, he wrote a letter. He wrote to his master, beloved master, I am missing you so much. I can't wait. I want to see you as quickly as I can see you. Please give me some time when I can come and see you. Mail was very slow in those days. Took almost a month for a reply to come back. And the master sent a reply, my son Jaimal Singh, very happy to know that your soul is roaming around in higher regions. He looked at the letter, he said, my soul is roaming nowhere. This letter must be for somebody else. By mistake mailed to me. So he wrote back. He said, beloved master, I received your letter, my soul is roaming nowhere. I only wrote to you, I'm missing you so much, I want to have your darshan. I want to see you. Another month, and a letter comes back from his master. I am very happy to know, son Jaimal Singh, that you are roaming around in higher Khand Brahmand. And so far as coming to see me is concerned, you can come in the first week of next month. Armed with these two letters, Jaimal Singh travels to Agra and meets his master and says, Master, here are two letters. They were not meant for me. My soul is not roaming anywhere. And in both letters you write that your soul is roaming around in higher regions. Swamiji laughed and said, wait, let's go inside. There were about 10-15 people sitting there. He said, let's go inside and meditate together. So took Baba Jaimal Singh and went inside for about half an hour. After half an hour, they both came out. And Swamiji said, now tell me, Jaimal Singh, when I wrote that letter to you, was your soul roaming around in Khand Brahmand or no? He said, yes, Master, it was. Then Swamiji said, now, Jaimal Singh, I am asking you not if your soul was roaming around in the meditation we did. I am asking whether your soul was roaming around 2 months ago when I wrote that letter. And Jaimal Singh says, yes, Master, it was roaming around at that time. People were a little baffled who were sitting around Swamiji. So Swamiji addressed them. He said, our spiritual ascent is not always visible to us. Masters put blinders on us, so we can't see. And we feel it. Something is happening. We don't understand it. It expresses itself as missing your master. He said the way Jaimal Singh was missing his master could not happen if there was nothing happening inside to the soul. Therefore, do not think that your spiritual progress is only measured by what you see inside. It's measured also by how much you are missing, what kind of devotion is building up in you, what kind of feelings you have about the Master. All these are signs of spiritual progress. It's a great classic example of a gentleman who became master himself. And he is the master of my master. So therefore it's a very significant story. Why do these masters put blinders on us? Because of the karmic obligations we have to fulfill here. We have been placed in charge of jobs, children, families, friends, parents, so many things around us. If all the time we are having the spiritual progress, we will delay our obligations and create another life for ourselves. Masters don't want that. Masters want you to go back as quickly back to your true home as possible. Therefore, these blinders are put only on the spiritual experience inside taking place. When they show you later, you remember this was happening all the time when I was missing my master so much. I was feeling so much love for him. That was not coming from nowhere except spiritual growth inside. It's a very important point that one should not worry about, I can't have a spectacle inside. And I'll tell you the other side. I have met my friends who said, we have seen flying in the sky, we've seen the orange sky, we've gone to Sachkhand. And we are completely now satisfied. We have unshakable faith because of our experience. And next day, their son dies in an accident. Experience counts nothing. Oh, it was all minds made up. Why? How can one say that? If one has had real experience, how can one say this? One can say it because when we come back from the experience into physical bodies and physical realities, it becomes physical reality as the only reality. Even experience looks doubtful. Experience is not the best way to judge. An internal experience is not the best way to judge your progress on the spiritual path. More important, what's happening to your feelings of love and devotion for the Master. If that is growing, you are spiritually progressing. It's a very important point because people sometimes think only if I see something, then I will be convinced there is something. But when they see something, maybe it was like a dream. You can't be sure. It's natural for us that when something looks real, when we come back to the physical body, there's a question mark on it. It could have just come up from our imagination, could have been, or everything becomes imaginary when we come back to the body. That is why we can lose faith completely by an event taking place in a physical world which we have discovered from there was unreal. Imagine having gone to a state where we find physical life was just made up, was not real, illusion. Sure of it. You come back, this becomes absolutely real. That could be just a dream. That experience might have been a dream. This is so important because it is all based upon our constant experience of reality being only at one level. The physical bodies, we are trying to go to our true home while we are in our physical bodies. So in the physical body, everything is physically real, nothing else. So that's why even when we have experiences and we come back from experience, doubts can come in the mind. The doubts are not controlled by an inner experience when you cannot sustain it. Then you're sitting here in the physical body. When can it happen that you can never have a doubt, no matter what? Only one place, our true home. If you go to our true home, you will find everything is there. Nothing is outside, including the physical world. There you have experience of all and the manner in which it has been created in patterns, in levels. That is where if a human being, in a human body, in physical life, has that experience, that is the only state of complete unshakable faith. Everything that will happen here will be part of that. Faith will never be shaken. In between, we only have one reality at a one time, we come back to another reality, we come back to physical reality. Because we are trying to get these levels of experience. which are long-lasting experiences when they are there. They have been there for thousands of years, millions of years, experiences sitting inside. You can have them. You can go and see that you were born long ago, so many forms. All you can see. Come back here. Would it be real? Because this is reality. That's gone. It's inside. Unless you reach the top, unshakable faith cannot come. Faith can come. Reasonable faith can come to take you on this journey. But unshakable faith comes only at the top. That is why the very few people who reach that state is meant for those who are real seekers only of that state. We always get what we seek. You seek enlightenment. Enlightenment can come at the astral stage. You seek higher enlightenment depending upon what your definition of enlightenment is. There is something intuitive in us which will tell us if we want to go to our true home. And if that seeking is there for true home, a perfect living master is bound to come into our life. That's the arrangement. And when he comes, he's come to take us back home. When does our journey end? Supposing we are seekers, want to go to our true home. When will the journey end? The journey ends the day a perfect living master says, I initiate you. Finished. Your job is done. His job begins. And therefore the master's job is to take you back home. That's the truth. But the mind doesn't accept it. Mind says, then what am I supposed to do? Okay, meditate. Why not? Okay, follow these directions. Be very careful about your diet. Don't eat this, don't do that. All the do's and don'ts come for our mind. Mind says, yeah, makes sense. Naturally, if I don't do anything, I won't get anything. This is the nature of our mind. Therefore, strictly speaking, meditation is for our mind. Our soul doesn't need any meditation. What does soul need? Soul needs the experience of love of a master. Period. Soul just wants the love of a master and experiences it inside. And the mind has all other needs. How do I do it? What's the best way? Am I doing right? Am I not doing right? Okay, you get all the answers for the mind. And so the meditational course gets fully completed, satisfying the mind. Do it. Master, I can't get any visions. Do more meditation.